Hello there, Thibaut Giban. I'm a scientific angler ambassador for Europe. I wanted to take a moment to introduce you to a series of lines from Scientific, the single hand and switch Headway system. This is a modular system designed to fish the swing for us in Europe, mostly for trout, asps, sea trout, and eventually small species of salmon. The concept is to get a modular system which will allow you to adapt to quite any fishing situations, playing with different bodies and different tips. So, to get a little bit deeper in the technical stuff, what we have here is a series of lines designed to be fished with a single hand rod in class ranging from 6 to 8, maximum 9, or switch rods class 4 to 6, 7. Okay. To build a proper setup, what you will need is one body. The bodies can be bought as single body, just the body, or with an integrated running line. So other full line or just the body, to be used at this time with a monofilament flat mono, absolute flat mono from Scientific, for example. The body will be here to bring some mass to the system and allow for a proper loading from the rod. So the tips that you will be able to add to the bodies come in 4 different lengths, from 9 foot, 12 foot, 15 foot, 18 foot. And each length come in 5 different sink rates, from floating, intermediate, S3, S5, S7. By changing the sink rate and the length of the tip, you can match quite any pieces of water that you want to fish. When we speak of the length of the tips, those are tapered. So their job is just to allow a proper unrolling of the loop. If you choose to fish a very open space, a flat calm or a drift which is really clear, you have place to cast, you can allow to put a relatively long taper. On the other hand, if you have minimum background behind you, when you are fishing in tight places, between rocks and so, maybe a better idea to use a shorter tip. Once again, you can choose the length of tips that you want, and all can be cast with the same body of the line. So, speaking from technical stuff, from fishing, I'm using actually the swing from Scott in 10 foot. This one is a 7 weight. To match it with a Headway belly, I'm using the 14 gram belly plus a 9 foot floating section, floating tip. At the end, I've got a 7.5 foot tapered leader with the point 1x or 2x, and the classic polar minnow, unweighted. It's a body only. That means that I must have a running line. For this setup, I've chosen the 35 pound ultimate flat mono from Scientific Angler. Absolute top for this setup. So once I have everything rigged properly, I'm ready to fish. I've got here a nice piece of water, relatively turbulent, with a good possibility to catch some fish. Once I have my belly at the tip of the rod, I'm ready to cast. Hopla. So, this setup, once again, it's made to fish the drift. That's to say that at the end of the drift, I will wait so that my system is absolutely downstream from me, then pick the line and cast again for a new drift. I can do it with such adhesive casts, small mending, and then I can manage my drifts. At the end of every retrieve, every presentation, I have to retrieve the lines, make some coils of running line in my hand, and then I'm ready for a new cast. So, casting the Headway system with a switch rod. This is a 12-foot class 4 Scott swing. For this rod I will use a fully integrated body and running line. The body is 20 grams. As a tip I will use 12-foot in floating. Relatively long, 7.5 to 9 foot leader, monofill, 2X, and once again my big polar steamer. The goal once again is to have the body of the line at the tip of the rod. When I'm quite finished, roll cast, anchor placement, cast. I can always strip some line, make some animation during my drift, but at the end I got a straight system, up and down, turn and go.